about a week ago, I put out this video. It was entitled How to Beat Any Fusion as Free to Play, an All Fusions Guide. And in it, I made the claim that we receive roughly 1,000 energy per day just for playing Raid, and therefore finding 16 or 18 or 20,000 energy in order to complete a fusion over the course of 2 weeks is not as difficult as it may seem at first. And the most frequent comment I received on this video was the question, how are you getting 1,000 energy per day? So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly that. I have not yet logged on to my main free-to-play account after the server reset. So it's about 10 p.m. my time. Server reset was at 7 p.m. So I'm going to log in and we're going to count up all of the sources of energy that I have available to me, and hopefully you have available to you as well. If you're very early game, there may be a few that you don't get access to, but most players are going to have access to all of this energy, and then you'll know exactly what you need to do in terms of energy for any given fusion in the future. So this is like a follow-up to this video, a part 2, if you will, just breaking down specifically how you get as much energy as possible here in Raid Shadow Legends. I hope you're ready for it. I am Colred. This is Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get started. Just a small request of you today. If you enjoy this video or any of my videos, please smash that like button. In fact, it's a good habit to get into. You could do it every day. If you're enjoying the videos, you're watching them, you may as well let the algorithm know. Definitely helps me out, and you know I appreciate it. So thank you for listening, and let's get back to your video. Okay, so we're going to start here with my Plarium Play. So you can see I have not logged in yet today. I mean, you can't see it here, but when I log in, you know that I'm logging in for real. You're actually going to witness it. And that way there's no like question of whether or not, I did something on the account today. So we're going to look for 1,000 energy. I don't know if it's going to be a little bit less or a little bit more than 1,000 energy. Oh, hey, we're getting our Alice today. Okay, cool. So as you can see, if this popped up, you know I didn't log in after the server reset. This is literally happening live. Okay, and then we've got this. We're going to get 120 energy, but we're not going to count that energy. No login energy today, okay? So we didn't have to worry about that. We do have to get rid of all of these red dots before I can start. I don't feel comfortable with the red dots up. But as you can see, we're starting from scratch. There is no energy that I've pulled so far. I haven't done anything in the game today. I do want to check the passes and all the red dots. And again, you can even say here, playtime 4 minutes. So this is literally just logged in. So let's start counting it up. Now I have capped out, so I'm at 130, and that's a bad thing if I'm trying to get to 1,000 energy per day. I want this to always be ticking up. This is the first and foremost rule of managing your energy as a free-to-play player. So before I do anything else, I'm just going to jump into the event dungeon, and I'm going to go ahead and run a super raid to start burning some energy and start collecting it. This is the thing that you need to do all day long. Unfortunately, it only takes 6.5 hours to completely fill up your energy bank from 0 all the way to 130 because you get 20 per hour. I think that's too small. I wish the cap was like 200 or at least 160, so it was 8 hours, because this is where I get a little bit of inefficiency. I go to sleep at night, and I usually sleep more time. Sometimes I don't, but I often sleep more time than it takes to fill up that meter. So I usually wake up with 130 energy, and literally the first thing I do in the morning is I click off my alarm on my phone, I log into Raid Shadow Legends, and I burn some energy. Let's see if we got anything good here. Not really. Not bad. Okay, so if we calculate this right away, well, here's another source of energy. We'll talk about that in just a second. I'm not going to collect that right now. So 20 energy per hour, 24 hours in your day, that's up to 480 energy. So that right there is halfway to 1,000. So as long as you're burning this energy, if you have more than 130 energy, you need to burn that off. You need to use it up. Don't save like 3,000 energy for a fusion. You should be investing your energy all the time. Because one of the things that you could do to make the energy requirement easier during a fusion is train up chickens, right? So you should have chickens in here ready to go. You can see I just did a champion training event. I'm already leveling up some more 20s. I'm going to be leveling up 30s. as well. And so if you have energy and you want to make that next fusion easier, just go ahead and get in campaign. You're going to get silver for it. You're going to get chickens ready. And then that champion training is going to be easier. And that's going to take less energy to do that champion training later on. Okay, so that's our first 480 energy. Maybe I should go ahead and put up the calculator and we'll just keep counting it up. All right, so we're going to say 480 for our daily login. So every other day, you get this small pack. It alternates with what's called the regular pack. Now, the small pack gives you one refill every other day. So you get roughly 3.5 per week, right? If you want to think of it that way. So that would be 390 plus 65 is 455 energy per week. I don't know. It's 65 energy a day. That's what it is. It's 65 energy a day. You basically get a half of this every day. And if it's 130 energy, that's an additional 65. So let's go ahead and add that up. We're up to 545. Now, when you claim this, it goes into your mailbox. So it's really important to not claim this. This can be there for 99 days. You want to leave it there for 99 days or until you have a fusion where you need to use it. This is where you save your energy, by the way. If you have something like this, 120 energy for one day, you can basically use that as long as your energy pool is not full. Remember, if you're close to 130, don't cap it out if you don't have to. Like burn all the way down to 0. And then when you take that 120 energy, you're still going to have 10 free to keep regenerating energy even as you're using it. But the actual refill potions, you don't want to use those at all if you don't have to. Okay, so we are up to, what did we say? 545 energy per day. Okay, so now let's talk about the quests. We have daily quests, weekly, monthly, and advanced quests. Now, we're not going to count the weekly or the monthly quests right now, but we're going to use those as additional sources of energy later on. So let's just start with the daily quests. Now, for the daily quests, you always have one full refill here. Sometimes you might have another quest that I think gives 50 energy, but that might be every other day or every third day. So I'm not even going to count that 50 energy, but it is there. So let's go ahead and look at this. So this is going to give us another 130 energy every day for doing that. So let's add the 130 energy. Now, the thing about this particular refill is it doesn't go into your mailbox. It goes right into your energy pool. So again, don't pull it until you are down to close to 0. And then you can go ahead and pull it and use it. Now let's look at our advanced quests. So our advanced quests always have this 50 energy somewhere in it, and then we have another refill if we complete all of the advanced quests, which you want to try to do every day. You really don't want to leave this. So this is something that I look at early on in the server day. So right now, I would be getting into my advanced quests. I'd be using a Demon Lord key. I'd be, making sure that I'm not going to miss anything. If there's a live arena battle right at server reset, you can just play live arena to try to win one battle and get this 50 energy. And in addition, you're getting all of these gems as well, which later on can also be turned into energy. We're not going to count that towards our total, but it does contribute to the sources of energy that you can get. So we have another 130 energy here for the refill, plus the 50 energy from the quest itself. And so we are up to 855 energy. So right there, we're already closing in on 1,000. And again, I know the 65 energy is every other day, but it averages out. I'm sorry, it's 130 every other day, which averages out to 65 energy. So now on top of that, let's talk about daily energy, right? Because we have weekly energy, but we still have this energy here. Here's another refill for playing for 60 minutes. Okay, that's not too bad. You can get that every day really easily. So let's go ahead and throw that on. And we're up to, this is another one that doesn't go into your mailbox. It goes right into your energy pool, 985 energy. So we're already at the 1,000 mark just from these regular sources. That does not include, by the way, the 2 weekly pots that you get. This is another 260 energy that you get over 7 days. So that's roughly, what is that? That's almost 40 energy a day. Not quite. It's 35 energy a day. I think that's what that is. And then, of course, you've got the monthly energy. I've already used one, but you've got 2 batches of energy here. I think it's 200 and 200 or 200 and 150 or something. So again, let me get that out of your way. Sorry. So we've got, these two, we've got this 200 energy. There's another one here that I already used. I forget which one it was for, but I think maybe it's 150 energy. So that's another 350 energy that you get monthly. And since you only have one fusion a month, I save this for the fusions and I always try to use them during the fusions. So, we're already over, once you factor in those things, we're already over the 1,000 energy per day pretty easily, but there are still yet more sources of energy. So if there are any events going on, there is often energy in the event itself. You can see here, this event has 50 energy here and 250 energy here. Plus, again, the 15 gems, which is basically going to go into my energy pool. So as I do this artifact enhancement event during the fusion, in order to get the fusion epic here, I'm picking up another 250 energy. And this event probably lasts 3 days or 2.5 days. So, that 250 energy can be broken down maybe into something like 80 something a day, maybe a little bit more, maybe it's 100 a day. So again, we're well over the 1,000 mark and we keep pushing. So in addition to all of these tournaments and events that are going on during the fusion, we also have things like clan v clan. There's always one clan v clan during your week. And although you can't look at all of this right now, if you go to the clan rewards, you'll see that depending on what tier you're on, there are a lot of energy rewards here that you can go ahead and get. There's also, there are a lot of good materials here, I guess, but specifically, you get energy here, but you also get clan gold, right? And clan gold matters because clan gold is another way that you can get energy. If it happens to be a PR CVC, you've even got a whole lot more energy that you can get. So again, this is pushing you well beyond the 1,000 energy per day mark. But let's go ahead and look at the clan shop. In the clan shop, in this shop, every other week you will have silver, and every other week you will have energy. And I believe it's 1,000 energy that you can get. So, you split that over 7 days of the week, and you're still talking about close to 150 energy per day. So now we're probably well beyond the 1,200 energy per day limit with this. You're always guaranteed to get at least one energy shop per fusion, but it's actually possible to get two, because let's say the event is 15 days long or something. The first 3 or 4 days might have energy, and then the next week won't. And then at the end, from day 12 to whatever, you'll have energy again. So often you can get 2,000 energy here. Again, it's every other week, so you have to kind of plan around that and know when that is available. Additionally, if you go to the bazaar, which we can now go through in the market to get to, there is a weekly 300 energy that you can get here. It's only 300 energy for the whole week, but I like to save this for an opportune moment when maybe I'm running low on my other reserves. Same thing with the clan shop energy. I grab that 1,000 energy when I need to do like a spiders tournament or something like that, or I need to do a dungeon divers event and I need to finish that off because I don't want to break into my gems. Now, there are still more sources of energy. I have completed both Doom Tower rotations. You can see there's only a day and 8 hours left. And one of the things about Doom Tower that you may or may not know is there is always one energy reward per 10 floors. So if you can clear a rotation, like an entire floor of, let's say, normal Doom Tower, every day for those 12 days, which is the majority of a fusion, you're going to get some energy. It ranges between 50 energy and 150 energy, I believe. So you're going to get at least another 50 energy per day. And then in hard mode, I think it goes from 100 to 200 energy, I believe is the reward for hard Doom Tower. You can let me know in the comments below if I'm right about those numbers. Obviously, I can't look it up right now because I've cleared both both difficulties. But so every day, if you can do 10 floors, you're guaranteed to get some energy here. In addition, there's still more sources of energy. If you can get into the Cursed City, there are several energy nodes here. I believe, I'm not 100% sure. Again, I've cleared out a lot of these already, but I believe there are 2 energy locations in each of the regions. So I think there are 8 on the map. Maybe there are fewer. Maybe it's like 6, but you should have several. You can see we've got one here. There's one here. I can't necessarily get to all of them, but this is another source of energy that is yet going to boost you. And so when I'm doing a fusion, I'm often making sure that I unlock all of the energy nodes. I don't necessarily go and grab them right away, but like D19 here, I'm moving towards, and I have 8 keys today, so I'm going to make sure to unlock that. And then I'm going to wait until the end of the day before I decide if I'm going to grab that energy today or save it for tomorrow, and then I'll use up the last of my keys because I want to use this energy at an opportune time. And again, this is normal difficulty, but if I go into hard difficulty, you can see there's also energy here in a lot of the same locations. D19 has energy. I've already used some of them up for this fusion rather than breaking into my gems, but you can get several hundred energy here in Centranos if you can actually unlock these locations. Now, in addition to all of their sources, there are still just a few other sources of energy. They're not as reliable, but you can still consider them. One is your daily login reward. So if you know that energy is coming your way, you can, of course, plan for that when you're figuring out if you have enough energy to complete a fusion. You also have reward tracks that you may not yet have completed. For instance, there is back in Centranos, there's the reward track down here on the bottom. So if you're getting close to an energy reward, that might be something to look at. You can always go ahead and look here and you'll see the, actually, I think here it is. Yeah, here it is. You can see all of the various the points at which you get the energy and how much it is. And then you can also do that, for instance, in Faction Wars. So if you haven't yet completed this, there's energy there. If you haven't yet completed campaign, there is energy in that reward track as well. I've already burned through all of the Faction Crypt and campaign, so those are not accessible to me. But the Centranos one may still have some energy. And maybe it's only going to help me in 1 or 2 fusions, but it's something I want to plan ahead for. And then finally, the last source of energy, of course, is your gems. Now, a refill of energy takes 40 gems. So I have a couple of hundred, not quite, I have 125, I don't know, 130 refills here. And so that can give me quite a bit of energy. So every gem that you acquire during a day can also be counted in energy. So if we go back here, we're like, all right, we're guaranteed to get 985 a day. I might lose a little bit of this because my energy maxes out while I'm sleeping. So I might lose, I don't know, 40 or 60 energy. But generally, I get close to this full 985 per day, plus those weekly energy refills, plus the monthly energy rewards, plus all of those other sources that we were talking about in Doom Tower and Centranos and the reward tracks and the events and the tournaments. So on average, I think just, roughly calculating the rest of it, we're probably looking at something in the vicinity of like 1,300 energy, maybe 1,400 energy per day. Yeah, probably closer to 1,400 energy per day that we can reasonably expect over the duration of a fusion. This is not split evenly over time. So for instance, if I am going into a tournament, like let's see, I've got a Spider tournament is done for me. Queen's Fury tournament does not reward a fusion thing here. Let's see if there's an event that takes energy. Dungeon Divers. Okay, so let's look at that. So as you can see, if I'm going into this, I might want to calculate, these 50 gems or any energy rewards here. And I might know that if I have to complete this, like right now I have over 2 days, but if I have 12 hours to complete this and I'm still sitting here at 451 points, I know I'm going to need to dip into some of the larger sources of energy. I can't just wait for that energy to passively come to me, right? I have to actually actively say, I'm going to use up my monthly rewards here or my weekly refills, or I'm going to use, some of that Centranos energy that I've been I've unlocked, but I'm saving for a rainy day. And then I need to burst this event down in order to get my fragments or my epic champion or whatever it happens to be that I need to complete for the fusion. But again, if I plan carefully and I save my resources, there is no reason why you can't push out 16 to 18,000 energy over the course of a fusion relatively easily once you are maxed out here on your energy cap at 130. As long as you're playing actively every day, as free to play, you have the energy to do any fusion. You really do. Is it easy? No, because you have to not miss. You have to not mess up. You have to make sure that you have the energy when you need it. You have to make sure that you're playing when you need to, and you're getting all of the rewards along the way. And during a 14 or 15-day fusion, there's always an opportunity to make a mistake, and energy won't save you in every event. Sometimes you need shards, sometimes you need silver, and the energy isn't enough. Although the energy and the gems can be converted to energy can be converted into silver and experience. So a lot of it comes down to the energy and the gems. But again, sometimes not. Sometimes you need something else. So just be aware that if you are looking to complete your first fusion, or you want to get better at your energy management for your next fusion, that these are all of the sources that you have readily available to you. We didn't even talk about promo codes or anything like that, because you still have still more sources of energy if you can occasionally take advantage of them. But these are the ones that are reliable week upon week, day upon day for every fusion in the game. I hope this has been a helpful guide to you. I know it's a relatively short video, but hopefully it's an important one and it's going to help you out. Let me know in the comments below. First of all, did I miss any source of regularly accessible energy? And second, what do you think? Was this helpful for you to see all lined up like this? All right, that is it for me today. Thanks so much for hanging out. I have been Colred. I will see you in another video soon.